Now coming to how to prevent stones, the most important thing, we can't change our genes, but what we can do in our life to prevent stones is prevent obesity. Avoid taking excess salt, avoid taking sugar. These are the two white poisons, not only causing diabetes, blood pressure, obesity, but also kidney stones. So avoid these. The simplest thing is keep yourself well hydrated. It's the concentrated urine where the crystal deposits are more and stone formation will be more. So drink fluids enough to have at least 2 liters of urine, which means around at least 2 to 3 liters of water intake. Salt less than 5 grams per day. Fruits and vegetables which are rich in citrate are essential to prevent kidney stones. So your diet should contain good amount of fruits and vegetables. Protein, the proteins coming from animal source have lot of calcium, have tendency for more oxalate formation, more acid generation, making the urine more acidic, more uric acid formation. The tendency for stone will be more. So if somebody is getting kidney stones, restrict your animal protein intake. Now, certain foods which are rich in oxalate, those should be avoided, like spinach, like all the seeds and nuts are rich in oxalate. Now, there is a misconception that you should not drink milk if you are getting kidney stones. People think that if they restrict calcium intake, it will be helpful, but that's actually counterproductive. Calcium should be enough in our diet to bind with the oxalate in our diet so that it forms a non-absorbable compound and it gets excreted in the stool. If we don't eat enough calcium in our diet, then the oxalate is unbound, nicely absorbed into our bloodstream through our gut, and then comes into the urine where it binds with the calcium and forms stone. So calcium intake should not be restricted. Yes, we should not be overtly taking excess calcium or excess vitamin D, but normal recommended calcium allowance we should be taking. If we reduce calcium intake, it is in fact counterproductive. So there is no need to restrict milk. And the tea, green tea or coffee is okay, but black tea, many times patients switch to black tea. They avoid to avoid calcium, they will not put milk into the tea. That's counterproductive. Tea is very rich in oxalate, and if you don't add milk to it, you are also depriving it of the calcium binding that oxalate. So black tea is rich in oxalate. Beer, vegetables like the spinach, okra, or any vegetable, the lady's finger or the brinjal, vegetables which have a lot of seeds in them are rich in oxalate. It doesn't mean that you should not eat these. The serving should be small, or you should consume once a week, not on a day-to-day, on a daily basis, such foods which are rich in oxalate. So these are some dietary and fluid advice, I would say, will prevent kidney stone formation in general, because commonest stones are calcium stones. But there are around 20% of stones which are not calcium oxalate stones, and there we have to investigate further with the urine composition, and we may have to use medication which can prevent. That will be case-to-case basis. This is a general guideline, like what dietary changes we need to make to prevent recurrent kidney stone formation. Anything specific, we need to do further investigations, and your nephrologist or urologist can help you in that.